You just found the perfect project car. A salvage title luxury SUV for half of what a clean title one would cost. You're excited about the money you're saving, already planning the repairs. But then you call your insurance company to get a quote, and the agent says something that stops you cold. Sorry, we can't insure that. You're suddenly holding a beautiful car that you can't legally drive. And that is exactly what happens to thousands of car buyers every year. They buy a salvage title car without understanding the insurance nightmare that follows. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what a salvage title is, why you can't insure a salvage car, and the critical process you must follow to transform it into an insurable rebuilt title. I will walk you through the specific steps to get a salvage car road legal. Name the insurance companies that offer coverage for rebuilt vehicles and break down the real cost of premiums, which can be 20 to 50% higher than for a clean title car. Whether you are in the US, the UK, or Canada, you'll learn the exact path to get your salvage car insured and back on the road. Do not buy a salvage car before watching this video. You could be buying a very expensive paperweight. Let's start by clearing up the biggest source of confusion, the difference between a salvage title and a rebuilt title. A salvage title is what an insurance company gives a car when it's declared a total loss. The damage could be from a crash, a flood, a fire, or even theft recovery. The key point is that the cost to repair the car was higher than the car's actual value before the accident. A salvage title is a legal declaration that this car should not be on the road in its current condition, and it's a permanent mark that stays with the vehicle forever. So what is a rebuilt title? A rebuilt title is what you get after you take that salvage car, completely and safely repair it, and then pass a rigorous state safety inspection. The rebuilder, who could be a professional garage or you yourself, must prove the car is roadworthy. Once the state signs off, you get the rebuilt title and you can legally register and drive the car. The salvage title is a dead end. The rebuilt title is the gateway back to the road. Now here is the critical insurance rule you must memorize. You cannot insure a car with a salvage title for road use. No reputable insurance company will cover it. That is not them being difficult. That is because the salvage title itself is a certification that the car is unsafe to drive in its current condition. It is a collection of parts that were once a car. You cannot drive it and you cannot insure it. However, once you properly repair the car, pass the state inspection, and get that rebuilt title, everything changes. At that point, you can get insurance. Many major insurers will offer at least liability coverage for a rebuilt title car, and some will even offer full coverage after their own inspection. This brings us to the most important part of the video, the step-by-step process to convert a salvage title car into an insurable rebuilt vehicle. If you are thinking of buying a salvage car, write these steps down. Step 1. Obtain the salvage title from the seller or from your insurance company if you retained your own totaled car. You cannot start the process without document. In some jurisdictions, you may also need a salvage certificate, depending on the local rules. Step 2. Repair the vehicle. This is the biggest and most expensive step. You need to fix the car so it meets all safety standards. Keep every receipt. Document the entire repair process with photos and videos. You will need this proof later. Step 3. Schedule and pass a state or provincial safety inspection. In nearly every state, the vehicle must be inspected by a certified official before the title can be upgraded. The inspection will check the frame, airbags, lights, brakes, and that all repairs were done correctly. The inspector will likely ask to see your repair receipts and photos as proof that only quality parts were used. Step 4. Apply for the rebuilt title. Once the inspection is passed, you submit the salvage title, the inspection certificate, and your repair documentation to your local DMV or equivalent agency. Step 5. Register the vehicle. With the new rebuilt title in hand, you can now register the car and get license plates. Step 6. Shop for insurance. Now that the car is legal, you can finally get quotes. Let's talk about the insurance market for rebuilt titles. Because even when the car is legal, finding coverage is not always easy. In the US, many major insurers offer coverage for rebuilt cars, but they have different rules. Here is a breakdown of what the biggest companies offer. Progressive is often the most flexible insurer for rebuilt titles. They will usually offer liability coverage, and they may offer comprehensive and collision coverage after a pre-bind inspection where they examine photos or the actual vehicle. Liberty Mutual also covers formerly salvaged vehicles. They typically offer liability-only coverage, but they may add full coverage if you provide a letter from a certified mechanic verifying the vehicle's safety. American Family also offers liability coverage for rebuilt cars. State Farm is actually one of the more generous insurers. They are known to offer full coverage as long as there is no damage to the vehicle and it has passed all required inspections. GEICO offers liability coverage and may offer full coverage on a case-by-case basis after an additional inspection. But here is the pattern interrupt that most people do not expect. Even after you find coverage, your premiums will be higher. Expect to pay 20 to 50% more for the same coverage compared to a clean title car. Why? Because insurers view rebuilt cars as higher risk, regardless of how well they were repaired. They worry about hidden structural damage, the quality of repairs, and that the car's salvage history might affect its safety in a future accident. Also, keep in mind that if you have a claim on a rebuilt title car, the payout will be lower. Insurers will pay the actual cash value based on the car's condition at the time, and a rebuilt title permanently reduces a car's market value by 20 to 40% compared to a clean title equivalent. Now let me give you a country-specific breakdown because the rules are very different in the UK and Canada. In the UK, the system is completely different. There is no such thing as a salvage title. Instead, cars are given write-off categories. Category S means the car has structural damage but can be repaired and returned to the road. Category N means the car has non-structural damage and can be repaired. Both of these categories allow the car to be legally driven after repairs and a proper inspection. However, insurers in the UK are often reluctant to provide comprehensive coverage on formerly written-off cars. Many drivers of repaired Category S or N vehicles rely on third-party, fire, and theft policies. The key point is that a write-off is a permanent marker that follows the car and reduces its value and insurability. In Canada, the rules vary by province, but the challenge is similar. Most major insurers will only offer liability coverage on rebuilt title vehicles. Comprehensive and collision coverage is often refused entirely, or if it is offered, it comes with substantial surcharges of 20 to 30%. The inspection standards also vary wildly. Ontario requires rigorous structural inspections with full photo documentation and parts receipts. Other provinces may only require a basic mechanical fitness check. If you are in Canada and considering a rebuilt car, be prepared for difficulty finding full coverage. Let me give you a real-world example that ties all of this together. A mechanic in Ohio named Dan bought a 2019 BMW sedan with a salvage title for $9,000. The retail value of a clean title version was $22,000. He spent $6,000 on parts and did the labor himself, fixing frame damage and replacing airbags. He took photos of every step. He passed the State Highway Patrol inspection and got his rebuilt title. Then he called his insurance company, State Farm. State Farm offered him liability coverage with a small surcharge of about 15% above a comparable clean title car, which was around $110 per month. They refused to offer comprehensive or collision because of the major frame repair. Dan decided the risk was worth it and now has a beautiful BMW on the road for a fraction of the cost. But if he crashes it tomorrow, his insurance will pay him nothing for his own car. That is the trade-off he knowingly accepted. Before I wrap up, here is a final warning. Do not buy a salvage car and attempt to drive it before you have completed the full conversion to a rebuilt title and secured insurance. If you are caught driving a salvage title car on public roads, you face fines, impound fees, and possibly criminal charges. The insurance implications are even more severe. If you cause an accident while driving an uninsured salvage car, you are personally liable for all damages, which can easily run into the tens of thousands or more. Let me recap the key takeaways. Number 1. A salvage title means the car has been declared a total loss and cannot be driven or insured in its current state. Number 2. A rebuilt title is what you get after properly repairing a salvage car and passing a state safety inspection. Number 3. You cannot insure a car with a salvage title for road use. Full stop. Number 4. Once you have a rebuilt title, you can get liability coverage from most major insurers. Full coverage is possible, but requires additional inspections and comes with higher costs. Number 5. Expect to pay 20 to 50% more for insurance on a rebuilt title car compared to a clean title car. Number 6. In the UK, write-off categories S and N are the equivalent. Comprehensive coverage is often difficult to obtain. Number 7. In Canada, most insurers only offer liability on rebuilt vehicles, with full coverage refused or very expensive. Number 8. Always document every repair with receipts and photos. You will need this proof for both the state inspection and your insurance company. Here is what I want you to do right now. If you are looking at a salvage car, pause and open the app or website of your local DMV. Look up the specific requirements for converting a salvage title to a rebuilt title in your state or province. They are not all the same, and the requirements can be very strict.